Welcome back to Overtime Heroics. I'm Mason Shatwell, and today joining me is British amateur heavyweight Ibrahim Ibrahimov. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
I can't complain. I'm going to jump straight into it. You've got a fight in July. How's preparation going?
Ready, mate. Always ready. I'm basically in camp all the time anyway. I train more than others, more than some pros anyway. I'm already preparing myself as a pro more than I am as an amateur anyway. So when the time comes, I will show how much I've been preparing for this.
So how are you feeling ahead of this fight? Because obviously you last fought back in November, I believe. How I know you said you're always ready, but how has camp been so far?
It's been good, mate. It's been good. You know how it is. Just grinding, keeping my head down, keeping away from things that will disturb me. But just the usual, mate. Just grinding, mate. Keeping my head down. Grinding, keeping my head down.
Well, the guy you're fighting, I think, is Harry Hall. Do you know much about him? And if so, how do you feel?
Not at all. With all honesty, I don't care, mate. I don't care. A fight's a fight. We're here to fight. We'll find out who's the winner. I'm sure my hand will be raised at the end. But till then, we work hard and make sure we don't give anyone any excuses, mate. No reason for anyone to have even a chance of beating me, mate. I get it. It's the fight game. We win some, we lose some, but till we get to that stage, it's gonna be hard for all these heavyweights to handle me, mate.
And obviously, you're a heavyweight, so do you think that makes it easier not having to worry about a weight cut as such for your fights?
I do cut to an extent. I don't want to be a fat heavyweight, do I? So I do cut to an extent. I make sure I do eat well. But apart from that, no, I do stay on a balanced diet, healthy.
What do you usually walk in at on fight night? Well, on the weigh-in.
Well, my walking around weight's probably, it could be 130. If I wanted to walk around 130, I could, but I'll just be a stiff heavyweight like everyone else. But I like to be around 108, 106, light, rapid. They can't touch me, mate.
100%. And as we can tell by your accent as well, and it says it in your Instagram profile, you're from West London and you're training in Manchester top team. How did that come about, being from London and then obviously now training in Manchester?
Well, I was always going to actually move down here. I was gonna go. My three options were Liverpool, Dublin, and Manchester. And life happens and things fall into place, and it ended up being Manchester.
How did you get to know Carl Prince and the guys over at Top Team?
Well, when I first moved down here, a good friend of mine, Jaden Iron, he got me my first fight here, and it was under 2 weeks. I just got off the train. I DM'd him. I messaged him. He told me, yeah, he'll sort me out a fight. Didn't train at a gym. Just went pure gym for the 2 weeks, and went straight into a fight. And from there, he told me, come down. There's a new gym called Manchester Top Team, and the rest is history.
I wanted to ask, because I spoke to one of your teammates, I think last week, Lewis McGrillen, and he was telling me about all the coaches as well. But how do you find your working relationship with guys like Carl Prince and Andy Lofthouse?
Amazing, mate. We just clicked from the start. You go to some gyms and they don't always want the best from you. It's more for a selfish standpoint. But with Carl and Az and Lofty and all the coaches at MTT, everyone's it's like a little family there. So there's nothing bad I could say about the gym.
I remember I was down at Top Team, I think September, October time last year, just ahead of your fight, and I remember speaking to you then, and it seemed like you were so ready for it already. Do you think that's your mindset ahead of every fight? Obviously, I spoke to you before your last one.
You've always got to stay militant-minded, mate. This is the art of war at its finest, mate. There's no other sport like this. If you ain't ready, you're in the wrong sport, mate. You're in the wrong sport.
I want to ask you a few things about some of the guys you've trained with before. One of the people I wanted to ask you about is one of your teammates over at Top Team, Lerone Murphy. Obviously, he's got a fight coming up soon. But what's Lerone like on a day-to-day basis within the gym?
Big motivation for us. Everyone that's coming up, from amateurs, whether you're 1-0, 0-0, 2-0, 3-0, it doesn't matter. Everyone looks up to him, Kane, all the big athletes in the gym. If not, then what are they there for? They're almost there to not only smash their opponents and do what they need to do. But we almost look at them as that's where we want to be too one day. So it's a big motivation seeing them every morning and cracking on, giving us the motivation we need.
I know you've trained quite a few times with the Cage Warriors middleweight champion Nefias Frederick. What's Nefias like?
Animal, mate. There's no other words. As soon as you said his name, I was just smiling in my head. No, he's someone that has really took me under his wing. You know, motivated me, pushing me, keeping me going, and you know, you'll see big things from him too in the future too, for sure.
How do you see his fight against Matt Bonner at the trilogy coming up?
Easy work, mate. Easy work. Guy's an animal, mate. Did you not see his last knockout? Jesus, you don't want to get in a tussle with him, mate.
Oh, no, you don't want to catch any of those hands, do you?
Not at all, mate. Not at all.
I know back in, I can't remember when it was, it might have been October, November time. I remember seeing you post on your Instagram a picture with UFC light heavyweight Modesto Petros. Yeah. He came down to the gym for a day or two. What was Modestus like training with? How was he?
Very good experience. He showed me a lot, gave me a lot of feedback at the end of it. It's just good to, again, at the time I was only 1-0. So to have Natty, Luke Barnett, Modestus, being able to spar those three alone has given me a lot of confidence, and a lot of feedback they've given me back has helped my game too. So it's been very good, very beneficial to my growth in the sport.
Say when you're in the gym and it's a sparring day or whatever it is, who pushes you furthest in training and gets the best out of yourself?
You know what? With all honesty, the whole gym. You know, there's no easy rounds at all. Whether it's from a lightweight to a featherweight to a bantamweight to one of the young up and coming women fighters in the gym, it doesn't matter who it is. Everyone gives me a tough fight, and that's what the gym's about. Everyone's growing because the gym's only just recently started making a name for itself. So everyone's just slowly climbing up the ranks. So how I like to say it is, if the person on my right's not improving, how am I going to improve? So it's good that everyone else is climbing up and helps me climb up too.
Obviously, after this next fight, win or lose, do you have a plan of when you want to get back in there?
With all honesty, I'd fight every month, mate. With the absolute honest, I know a lot of fighters say that they'll fight here and they'll fight then, but they know what I'm about anyway. Like I would fight every week if I could, every month if I could. That's what it's about. This is what we're here for. We're just a bunch of modern day gladiators. Why waste away waiting 3-4 months to fight when we can fight every month if we're fit and healthy?
When I spoke to your teammate Lewis McGrillen, I think he said something similar about that. Do you think that's the mindset of MTT? Fight anyone, anywhere.
100%. It should be the mindset of all fighters. We're here to fight. What are we training for? To fight every 4 months, 5 months. Mate, I've got too much energy to be waiting 4 months to be fighting. If I could, I'd fight every month, as I'm saying, mate. This is what we're here to do. We're fighters.
How old are you, by the way, man?
25, mate.
Do you have a plan of when you want to go pro at all?
I'll just leave it to Princey, Carl Prince. I'll leave it to him. I'll leave it to Lofty. I'll leave it to Az. Whenever they think I'm ready, I'll be ready anyway. I feel like I'm ready, but it's different to what the coach says, ain't it? So, but I believe I am ready for whatever.
100%. And as I mentioned earlier, when I came down to top team back in October time-ish, I came to the old unit, the original one, and obviously is at a new facility now. What's the new facility like? How is it there?
Massive. You need to get yourself down. Massive. Big difference. We've got a cage now. You know, it's different training on the mats where everyone can run away and hide, but in that cage is, like Princey says, that's where the truth is, mate. That's where the truth is. So, big difference.
100%. And I want to ask again about one of your teammates. I don't want to ponder too much about them, but Ibrahim Ibrahimov, obviously, he's an up-and-coming amateur now, 17, 18 years old. He's 7-0, 6-0. What's he like in the gym? Because from what I've seen, he was an animal in there. Animal.
You said it yourself. You took the words away from me. He's an animal, mate. He's an animal. To see someone also like him, he may be younger than me, but he's also someone else that pushes the rest of us. Seeing someone so young like him, finding all of these, I don't know, the best way to explain it is seeing someone so young like him, hungry, can only make everyone else hungry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's great to see someone like him in the gym and everyone else.
And with Manchester top team, obviously you've got the guys from Manchester, Kane, Lerone. They've got yourself from London. You've got the Russian guys. It seems like there's a diverse of people in there. Do you think that's good as well to have people from different walks of life coming together in one?
Of course, we're all learning from each other. I could name you 15 different ethnic backgrounds in the gym. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different people and so many people to learn of, different cultures, different religions, different personalities, different characters. That alone builds you as your own character too. So it's good. It's beautiful being in the gym like that, seeing all these different personalities.
I've just got a few more questions. I don't want to take too much of your time up today, but obviously, I'm sure you were a fan of MMA before you started it. Is there anyone that you want to base your career off, or that you looked up to at all?
What do you mean by that?
Like when before you started MMA, was there a guy that you looked up to within MMA and thought you want to be like him?
So I've got many names, mate. I could, my thing was always to pick different styles and pick different fighters that I liked. Maybe he might have the best jab, I'll pick his jab, or he has the best left hook, I'll pick his left hook, or he's got the best takedown, I'll pick his takedown. But with all honesty, as bad as it may sound now, compared to saying it 4 years ago, it was always Conor McGregor, to be fair.
Yeah.
His story related to my story a lot more than any other fighters. But in terms of my favorite fighter, it would always be Cain Velasquez, mate. But Cain Velasquez all day, mate, all day.
Do you have any shout outs or anything that you want to give before we end today?
Just shout out Manchester top team, mate, helping me get to this point, helping me build the confidence that I have right now. Without them, I wouldn't be having an interview with you. So, and thank you too, mate, for having an interview with me today, taking time out of your day.
100%, man. Two quick more points. What can guys expect to see in your next fight?
Big things. Like whatever you've watched from my last 2 fights, forget it, because I'm not even the same person anymore. I've never was the same person. I was just getting that confidence out of me. But enough of the talking anyway, mate. Enough of the talking, enough of saying I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You just have to see, won't you? Stay tuned and you'll find out about me very soon.
100%. And lastly, how can people find yourself on social media?
My Instagram is AB_MMA__. And that's my main social media that I'm using right now.
Perfect, man. I just want to say a big thank you for your time today. It's always a pleasure speaking to you. Hopefully I'm down at the new facility of Top Team soon, and best luck.
Come down, mate, 100%. You'll be welcomed for sure.